It's a little bit before 6 o'clock. I was up pretty early this morning. It's nice being able to get up early and not have to worry about waking up anybody else around you. So I already had some breakfast, got my meals all ready for the rest of the day, and I'll start packing up here soon. The original weather prediction was supposed to be rain starting at 5. No rain outside. And I see stars and stuff like that, so maybe that'll roll in later. If so, I'll switch over from my pocket to my phone and use that to record. Want to get started a little early today. I'm going to start working on picking up bigger miles. Yes, that's about it. Gonna take my meds, brush my teeth, and start packing up. Just a couple of quick tips here. When you're packing up, make sure you count your steaks every time. Before Franklin, North Carolina, at a site that I camped at, I found 4 Nemo tent stakes laying next to a tree. If that person would have counted their steaks, they probably wouldn't have left them behind. So always count your steaks. Number 2, shake your tent out every time. So the reason behind that is kind of twofold. One, you get rid of all the little debris that ends up in there, the leaves, the maybe little sticks, maybe the bugs too. The other thing is, if you happen to forget something in your tent, like a light, like I always hang a light up in mine, and in the past I've forgotten it, gotten a lot better with it. But as I'm shaking it out, I'm like, oh shit, I forgot that. Let me pull that out. So yeah, just a couple of quick tips when you're packing up. Actually, let me give you a third one. Always use your ground sheet. The other night, I camped out. I did not use my ground sheet. There wasn't really anything that was going to rip through my tent bottom. And I used one of those, the poly cryo, whatever, that plastic that you put over your windows and you can seal it. Excellent vapor barrier, pretty puncture resistant, not tear resistant though. It can tear. But I didn't use it because I'm like, man, I'm halfway up a mountain here. It's dry, the ground's dry and everything. Next morning, woke up, condensation on the bottom of my tent. Always use your ground sheet. Okay, last little tip when you're packing up your tent site. Always take a minute or so and look around. Make sure that you have picked up everything and you're leaving nothing behind. Not only for leave no trace principles, but you don't want to leave your gear. I made that mistake one time where I did not take my time and look around and make sure I gathered up all of my stuff. and I thought this hat was on the back of my pack where I clip it off or I'm not wearing it, and I had left it on the ground. And in my haste, that ended up costing me 2 miles, because I realized it when I was a mile down the trail. Now I had to turn back and go get it and then walk back that mile. So I ended up doing 2 extra bonus miles when I didn't have to, if I would have taken just a brief moment to look around. And same thing with the person with the Nemo stakes. If they would have looked around, they would have seen them right next to the tree. So even though you might be in a rush, that moment from when you have everything packed up before you put that pack on your back, take a little time and search around your campsite. Make sure you're not leaving any trash, even those little really small pieces. Leaving no trash, and you got all your gear. Could save you some miles. Learn from my mistakes, please. So, last video when I talked about the roots and the rocks, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. All those rhododendron roots right there, like that. And you got, the rocks as well. Over time and miles, they really put a hurting on your feet. Yeah, yesterday when I finished up, my feet were feeling a little sore, kind of throbbing a little bit. I mean, they feel great after a good night's sleep. But, yeah, this stuff can really, really wear on you. And doesn't really matter how much cushioning you've got in your shoes. Over time, will take a toll. That really would have been an awesome view if it weren't for the power lines. But the interesting thing is, somebody's camping out up here underneath the power lines. Yeah, no thanks, man. I don't need brain cancer. So we're on the way to I guess it's a mountaintop called Beauty Spot. Man, what is up with your naming conventions down here in the South? I mean, we had Chunky Gal Trail. We've got Balds. You got some, Big Butt. You got some weird names down here. Swinging Lick Gap, and I'm convinced it had a different name. It's just the sign maker didn't complete the D on the word, so it turned out to be an L. Yeah, definitely some interesting names down here. But, I guess it's better like New Hampshire, where it seems like anything with more than 1,000 feet in elevation gets a name. You look on the map up in the whites, and it's like, did you name everything? There's a rock over there. Does it have an elevation marker on it? Really weird. Yeah, it's just kind of interesting to, coming from Colorado, where, of course, 14ers have names. And most of the 13ers, however, there's like 600 of those Muldoons. And some of them just have elevation markers. They don't even have names. And as you go down, the 12s, 11, 10s, that's even more commonplace. So for me, it's just kind of maybe a little odd to name every last thing. All right. A little humid today. Got a nice little sweat going already. And it's still, it's kind of cool out. The sun's still working its way up. But definitely humid. And, thank God so far the weather forecast was wrong. Because the initial assessment was, at least when I looked at it last night, You know, I should be getting soaked right now. It was like starting at 5 o'clock, 90% chance of rain. So, fingers crossed, we'll have clear skies today. Later in the week, they're predicting more showers and rainstorms. I should be in Roan Mountain by then. So if that's the case, I mean, if I'm going to end up with back-to-back, like, crappy days, there's no reason to go out and hike in that. I'm not trying to set a fastest known time or anything. I mean, let's face it, I'm on vacation. You know, when you go to the beach and it's rainy and everything, do you go to, you know, to go outside? No. You go find other things to do. So I kind of look at it the same way. So maybe that's what I'll do. I don't know. We'll see. You know, I've got options. Really, the only thing I have to worry about is where am I going to get water, where am I going to get food, and where am I going to sleep. Life is pretty simple. Sorry for my huffing and puffing. That was a bit of a climb. I was hoping I could get to a place where I could really get this for you guys. Wow. Holy cow, look at clouds laying down in there. Whew. That is spectacular. This is why you hike. I take it all back, and I'm sorry. I apologize for saying something about Southern naming conventions because, yes, this is the beauty spot. This is a perfect name. Wow. Looks like that rain we're expecting is going to be catching up to us. So I'm going to put Mr. Osmo Pocket up in a Ziploc in my pack and get prepared for it to hit. I just put my Osmo Pocket up and got my pack back on. Look at the clouds roll in on this mountain. Wow. Heard an owl screech. This maybe is thinking it was nighttime again. Which the owls around here, it's weird, man. They sound like monkeys. So instead of getting a normal woo, woo, that kind of thing, you get this whoa, whoa sound. Whoa! It's weird. Guess the Appalachian owls didn't get the memo. Like that, it's just like out of nowhere you enter this forest of pines and, expecting to have the elven ranger come riding out of the woods to bid you good morrow. Really weird. But what I've also seen is this is the first sign of bushcrafting that I've seen since I've been out on trail. There's a little fire ring over there. But yeah, this is I see it all the time around Colorado, but this is the first time I've seen it out here. And it's so nice to walk on this ground. It's like being on a plush carpet. Every step is kind of like spongy. And it's a nice change of pace from the roots and rocks that you've been walking on. Well, it's rained on us all day. I said us, because I mean you guys too, because you're here with me. making some good time, all things considered. There's been a lot of elevation gain, but it's the climbs really haven't been too difficult. Just, a couple spots here and there. But regardless, I mean, you're still gaining elevation. Time is it? 2 o'clock, and I'm about 8 miles out from where I want to stop, around that area. So roughly think about 4 hours. So maybe about 6 o'clock tonight. Still got the cloud cover going on, but I think the rain has stopped for good. Yay! It was coming down pretty hard there for a little bit. So yeah, like I said, maybe we have 4 more hours of hiking. There's another shelter coming up. I will stop in there, just take a little break. But I think the 20-mile mark today might be a reality. Yeah. Freaking kicking in beast mode, yo. So I said after Irwin, I want to get some more miles in. I want to get some bigger miles. 14's great, 16's great. But I want to start hitting those 20s on a daily basis. Like I said, start getting some big miles in. The legs feel good. Feet are a little sore. But the funny thing is that they'll get sore and then they'll go numb. So you can just press on past that. But legs feel good. Body feels good. Definitely been eating a lot more today than I do normally. And that was intentional because of what I wanted to do today. Lunch wasn't really all that huge, but before and after I've been snacking to replenish the fuel cells, keep the body going. So far, so good. It's working out. And I will say this, I've noticed over, the past couple weeks or so, my climbing has gotten a lot better. There's still times where you hit that really steep stuff and it just sucks the life out of you. And you'll have to stop and take a couple breaths before you move on. But I've noticed with other climbs like the one I just went up, motored right up that thing. So, feeling pretty good. All right, let me show you some scenery here. Not much to it, is there? It's probably great when it's the sun's out, but this is what we got today. How? Find a weird shit out here. Well, just stopped at a shelter there for a little bit. Just so happened Peanut was in there. Nick at Night was in there. Like they're basically a crazy cop. We're leapfrogging one another. Kind of look like a Jedi with this hood on. This is not the trail you're looking for. 3.5 miles-ish around to where I want to stop. Hughes Gap is a road, and I'm just looking for tent spots before there, as close as possible to Hughes Gap. So about 3.5 miles. So maybe about an hour and a half. We'll be there. Rain is done. Clouds are kind of lifting up a little bit. However, it said it's supposed to be about 35 tonight. Oh, look, sun. See that thing behind me? Yes. Nice. Well, just grabbed 3 liters of water at that last little stream. Because it looks like it's going to be dry camping tonight, making my way down to Hughes Gap, which is like a mile away. Usually when you get down near roads, everything kind of flattens out and you can usually find a place to camp. But officially, right now, at this moment that I'm talking to you, I've done 20 miles. 20 miles. 20 motherfucking miles! Damn! I don't know what the elevation is. I got to take a look at all that stuff once I sit down in my tent. Oof. Do you know my butt cheeks are chafing now? Surprisingly, the legs and everything feel good. Feet started to get sore a little while ago, then it went away. So all that outside of everything, below my butt, is feeling pretty good. Yeah, just a little friction on the cheeks. So I've got some friction block stuff I'll probably need to use in the future. Don't laugh. Some of you have had it happen to you too. You know, I'm out here, I'm hiking in the rain, shorts are wet, everything's wet. You know, stuff like that happens. But 20 miles, holy cow. We're going to be coming up on 21 when we get down to Hughes Gap or close to it. Hey, I definitely wanted to do bigger miles when I got out of Irwin, so here we go. This is the start. I just want to keep pushing now. I don't know if it's going to be 21 miles every day, but I definitely want to start picking up pace on. Hell yes, I'm going to celebrate after all those miles. Jimmy Cherry flank steak. Yeah!